In terms of Premier League, United will be making the biggest signing. And I know that's going to annoy a lot of people, just because I'm English.
It annoys me. I think the only one who's actually thought about this is Maradona himself.
All that and more coming up in the next few minutes, alongside Paddy in our Onefootball Q and A. So let's get straight into it. First off, Jack Hamilton. Would you rather lose Virgil van Dijk or Jurgen Klopp?
That's a great question, actually. It's a fantastic question, Jack. One of our better ones for a few weeks. No disrespect to everybody else, but because it's a real tough one to answer. I would say This is going to be very.
You're going to lose either way.
You're going to lose either way. I would say that I would rather lose Van Dijk. I think Klopp is the glue that holds that team together in more than just one area of the pitch. Whereas Van Dijk is so important, not just for defence, of course, but for for what he brings to the team, but for the squad. Klopp is more important. Yeah,
better managers are few and far between than a good centre half.
Yeah, spot on. So we're going to have a problem with this because my home button stopped working. So on to the next question, a Spurs one for you, Matt, from Johnny Nick. Who do Spurs need to sign this window to compete for the Premier League title next season?
Wow, a few players, not just one, especially that Eriksen's leaving. I will say, just very quickly on that last question, that's the problem with Van Dijk, is that every team thinks there's one signing who can be their Van Dijk. You can check. I don't think it works like that. Spurs need more than one.
There you go. Great little segue there. Actually.
Yeah. It doesn't quite work like that.
Then give us at least one name that you would
At least one name. I think Ndombele from Lyon.
Yeah, okay.
Purely because they sold Moussa Dembele in January, did not replace him, and you can see that Winks was out injured quite a lot. That's rely on Sissoko, which he did fantastically to bring things around. Wanyama's definitely not what he was. I'm not sure Eric Dyer is that kind of level, so definitely a central midfielder.
Fair call.
And I'd say an attacking midfielder once Eriksen leaves, but we'll have to see when and where that happens.
Fair call.
Right, next up from Matthew Price, who said, who's going to be the biggest signing in the Premier League this transfer window?
Well, actually, let's stay with Eriksen on that one, because I know all the talk is about him going to Real Madrid. To be honest, I think he would be only the second choice if Hazard falls through.
Yeah.
And then I believe that if Eriksen does leave, probably his most logical choice is inside the Premier League. And I think there might be...
Where?
I have a sneaking feeling, there was a little bit of talk in the press this morning that maybe Man United might be interested.
They might be, but I think that's also an easy link.
It's an easy link, of course it is, because it's United.
They pay though.
But they pay, and he wants a new challenge. Maybe that's the challenge for him. I think that could be the big signing for the Premier League, because I actually think most of the biggest signings this summer are going to happen on the continent.
Ah, you reckon? See, I think in terms of Premier League, United will be making the biggest signing. I don't know who it will be, but I think they're in for the biggest one.
Fair enough, my question now from LAZYLAZARUS. Kai Havertz, a man for the Premier League?
Yes. From what I've seen of him,
he's incredible.
Whether he'll go or not is a completely different thing. Bayern have reportedly made some first waves in signing him. But could he play in the Premier League? Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he's going to stay at Leverkusen for another year. His best friend, Julian Brandt, has moved on to Dortmund, of course, but he should stay at Leverkusen for another season. Bayern are absolutely in for this kid as well, but he's got a lot of balak about him, and I think that could work very well in the Premier League if they're willing to try and match Bayern.
I feel like there's always the prices though are different, because I reckon Bayern could sign him for about 60 million, but if City or United came in, they'd be like,
100%.
Straight away,
100%.
Just double it.
Yeah, well, that's the culture that a lot of these English clubs created, and now that's the price tags that the European clubs put on them. So, that's the market, unfortunately.
So, on to the next one, the quick fire one. Sure. I thought you'd find this one quite interesting.
Yeah.
SURASH GUPTA with an interesting quick fire. On a scale of 1 to 5, how likely are these young players to reach the potential of their legendary countrymen?
Okay, so 1 being least likely, 5 being most likely.
Cool.
Okay.
So Timo Werner to Miroslav Klose.
2. Completely different players, but in any case,
World Cup record holder Klose. 2. Piontek to Lewandowski.
1.5.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Piontek's a fine player, but Lewandowski's been doing it for years.
Coman to Ribéry. Great
question. 3. Bit more of a chance, yeah, if he keeps fit, absolutely.
Alvaro Morata to Raul or David Villa. He's already like 26.
Can I go minus?
Yeah.
No, it'd be a 0.5 at best. Morata again, nice player, hasn't really reached that world class.
John Stones to John Terry.
3.5.
Yeah, I'd see that happening as well. Different sort of centre back, but can still be as good. This one, I think, is very interesting. Mbappe to Henry.
Oh, fantastic question. 4.
I think so as well. Maybe even better.
Maybe even better, yeah.
I know. Oh, to be fair, both won the World Cup now. Henry obviously picked up the Euros in 2000 as well.
Mbappe's got plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
But also to match the feats on the pitch, either with club and country as well. So, yeah, that's a really tough
I think that's going to be the highest one. Right. Thomas Lemar to Robert Pires.
2.
Yeah,
2.
I'm so sure.
Lamar's not, I mean, he's still got a lot of football ahead of him, but probably hasn't kicked on after a few injuries. The
last one, I think it's around fair because it's slightly different positions, but Vinicius Junior to Ronaldo, the original
Obviously different positions. Yeah.
By the way, let me change it then. Vinicius Junior to Neymar.
3.
He's got the ability.
But not with a lot of confidence, to be honest.
No.
Maybe 2.5.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Great question, though.
Yeah,
great question. All right, back to me from Mateo the Potato. Sure. Where will Buffon go after leaving PSG? Of course, he left them yesterday.
Yes. I thought about this, and it would be amazing if he went to Parma.
That would be actually quite incredible.
And they gave him the old kit as well.
Yeah, that would be insane with the Parmalat on the front. Yeah.
Just, look, I mean, apparently, according to his agent, he's had loads of offers. I think, unfortunately, in the way football goes, that Buffon will be signed as a marketing gimmick now. Whoever wants to go and sign him, even if it's United or City or someone where he's clearly not going to play or be number one, he'll be selling shirts.
Yeah, for football reasons, you don't see him going to any of the big clubs for obvious, he's not getting any younger.
He's 41.
There's a lot of great goalkeepers out there at good clubs already. So is it MLS? Is it somewhere like Qatar? Is it, or does he have to take a step back to a second-tier club?
Yeah. I'd love Parma though. I just think
that'd be nice. That'd be nice
great.
And poetic.
Next up from Adriana G, who said, will Jovic succeed at Madrid or will he be a Coutinho?
As in a Coutinho at Barcelona, I assume.
Yeah. That's a bit harsh on Coutinho. But
so I think he has all the tools to succeed. I also think Coutinho still has potentially the tools to succeed at Barcelona, even though it hasn't worked out that way so far. Jovic, I think we spoke about this earlier in the week with Nico in our season review video. If things go well with Jovic, if he gets the opportunity, if Real Madrid are playing good football, he has every chance of succeeding there. Now, unfortunately, if things don't go well, if he runs into some bad form, if he's not first choice, I mean, he's got to get ahead of Benzema, potentially, Asensio as well, like some big players that are vying for those same positions. So if he can get the head start, if he can actually impress, then absolutely yes, he can be a good success at Real Madrid.
It's the first month or two.
100%. He's a confidence player. He's passionate. He's very aggressive in both the way he takes his football and the way he looks at his football. But he needs that early fresh start. He's still a kid. Had a lot of maturing to do. Did so at Frankfurt, but Real Madrid's another step. My question again from Joshua Bacchus. Do you see, onto Real Madrid, do you see Real Madrid's starting lineup for the next season being competitive enough for the title?
This does link in very well, because I was about to say, you were going to say it, someone wrote it, weren't you? I was about to say, Jovic is one of these players, a fantastic goal scorer, but heavily dependent on what's around him.
Correct.
He can't do, Ronaldo and pull back games by himself. He's a fantastic striker. So, it does depend on Real Madrid bringing other people around, and if all the rumours are true and from who they've brought in already, I think they could be competitive enough for the title. Eder Militao looks like a great centre-back from Porto, especially with Ramos 33 now, I believe. They've also brought in Rodrigo, could be a young, exciting attacker. Jovic is in there, Hazard looks set to sign. Also, the other one they brought in was the left-back Ferland Mendy from Lyon as well. So I think they're actually improving in places where they've already got good players. They're not just directly replacing one guy and this is the only hope they've got. If Mendy comes in and things don't work, Marcelo's still there, Benzema's still there. They're building a squad rather than just an 11. So I think over the season, they can be competitive.
I totally agree. Just one thing on Jovic, just to your point, I know I said I agreed with you at the start there, but I mean, he did actually do that exact thing for Frankfurt on numerous occasions. Frankfurt obviously not the all-star team that Real Madrid are, and Jovic is happy to track back, get the ball, take the game on as well. But absolutely, it will help to have those big players around him.
I think he'll be less of a star at Real Madrid. He was the star at Frankfurt this season, so he'll be a little less. But as long as what's good is around him.
Your go, I think.
Is it me? Oh, it is up to me. From Finlay Harvey. very close to Real Madrid again. Where do you think that Eriksen and Griezmann will go?
So with Eriksen, I mean, I think it could be a transfer from Man United. I don't see him going to Real Madrid at all. I think Hazard is going to get across the line. No, I don't think both. I think it's one or the other. And I think that Eriksen is the backup transfer if Hazard doesn't get to Real Madrid. Now, if that doesn't happen, then he's either going to Man United, as I said before, or he's staying at Spurs. And he did say that if nothing else comes up, he's happy to remain there. So I don't see this being a big urgent sort of move for him. On Griezmann, obviously it seems like Barcelona have got a bit cool on him, and then it's been linked with Man United, I think, PSG, Bayern as well, and stuff like that. I actually still think it's going to happen with Barca.
I still think so,
I think they're the most logical choice, the most logical destination. It's what he wants. That's the reason he came up with this whole announcement in the first place. The rumours that the players are a little annoyed at him for the way he announced he was staying at Atleti last season instead of going for Barca. I think we can get over that. I think they can get over that, and I think he'll end up at Barca.
Yeah, for sure.
So another quick fire as well. In the middle of the international week, rank these national teams according to the brightest future, 1 being crap and 5 being amazing. So, first up, the Netherlands.
Oh yeah, it's looking good for them. Not always in the attacking sense. I'm going to say 3.5.
3.5. That's not. That's actually. That's okay. You sounded like you were going to go with something way more negative.
No, because I'm not gonna. You know, don't get me wrong. De Ligt and De Jong are obviously 2 massive players as well as Van Dijk. Elsewhere though, they're not as strong. You know, Ryan Babel's still in the squad.
Yeah, fair call. I mean, not now, but yeah.
You know what I mean? Still in and around it.
Fair enough. Yeah. Brazil.
Ooh, Brazil 3.
3? Oh, okay. Jeez.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not basing it on one player. For everyone who's going to say, but what about Vinicius Jr.?
Yeah.
He's one guy. I mean, he's good, but one good doesn't make the whole future of a team. A good player.
But it is Brazil.
Yeah, they've got some aging players in their side.
England.
I'm going to say 4, and I know that's going to annoy a lot of people, just because I'm English.
It annoys me.
But when you look at the squad that's been put together, all of them are playing at the top in England. All of them are at a very, very good age. There's very few who are over the age of 27. They're all going to stick around for quite a while yet. Some incredibly young, talented players who aren't even getting permanent choices in the squad.
You know I'm going to challenge this.
Yeah, of course.
Particularly this part, I think. So let's look ahead in 3 years' time. We've got another World Cup, and let's assume that the ratings we're saying now is maybe that next generation going through. So based on that, you are honestly saying to me and all our wonderful viewers at home that England will go further than Brazil and the Netherlands.
Yes.
You heard it here first, everyone.
But what I'm saying is the other two have got slightly aging squads. They may have brand new players. Put it this way. The team that started in the last few games are the likes of Hudson-Odoi, Sterling, Sancho, Kane, Dele Alli, Harry Winks. They're all still going to be there in 3 years. They're all early 20s.
Fair call. Like, don't get me wrong. We'll come back to this in maybe 3 years if we're both still around. To France.
Well, I think they're amazing now. Never mind the future. So 5.
Yeah, that's a fair call. I agree with that. Portugal.
João Felix looks a very promising player.
They're never short on great attacking talent, to be honest.
Pepe's still in the team.
Yes, and super important still too.
Ronaldo will be a bit older in a few years, maybe 2.5.
Yeah, fair enough.
It depends what they can bring through. There are some good young players for Portugal.
And Shamoun Gergi, who actually gave us that question, I should have said that as well. He also said, pick one other national team that you would like to sort of talk about, at least as part of this.
Who's going to do well or not so well?
We could say, no, I mean, just choose one other national team to apply to this ranking. Could be Spain,
I'm going to pick Belgium.
Okay, yeah, good call.
And I'm going to say 2.
2.
They're looking quite weak.
Oh.
They haven't
Belgium capitalised, have they? Yeah.
Had their golden generation of some unbelievable footballers and haven't quite done the business. And I can pretty much think of the whole squad, half of which won't be there in the next World Cup.
Sure.
So yeah,
Makes
but no,
sense.
that's a really good one as well. Cool, up next, and Johnny Nick back again with some fantastic questions. Who is currently looking good to win Euro 2020?
Well, we just spoke about some of the stronger teams. I would say France would be my favourite.
Dark horse then. Let's throw
dark
someone
horse. I don't think you can really call Spain a dark horse, but I do think that they're going under the radar somewhat. Because they've still got a ton of senior quality there and some good guys coming through. So,
what do you think of Croatia? Runners-up World Cup 2 years later.
Yeah, we'd be silly to underrate them again. But I think also that they probably surprised a few people in the World Cup. They'll be up there, but I still think, France and then to a lesser extent Spain would be my two ones there. So from Aditya Krishnan, sort of a two-parter. How bad does Neymar's injury affect Brazil's Copa America hopes? And as a consequence, can Argentina win the Copa America?
After Argentina's showing in the World Cup, I'm not so sure too much has changed. Of course, with Messi, anything is possible. We've all seen how he performs for Argentina. I'm not so sure with Argentina. However, with Brazil, even without Neymar, I still think they're a good team at the moment.
Yeah. It's thrown it wide open though.
Yeah,
because you shouldn't underestimate the effect that Neymar being out actually has on both the team and the support for the team in the home country. And I think that's really going to rock things because he's the talisman, he's the star man, and now all of a sudden, within 1 minute, from 1 minute to the next, they're without him. And despite the fact having some good talent, that should be taken into account.
Of course, and they're clearly worse without him. You're not going to be better without your top player. But I just think right now, in this moment, they have got some good players. And Tite, I think, is the manager. Said that he's a big miss, but he's not irreplaceable.
I mean, a guy like Vinicius didn't make the squad. A guy like Willian didn't make the squad.
They are looking at replacement today.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're going to move very quick on that. So there is some depth there. And I agree with you. I think Brazil will be super strong if they can get over the mental hurdle that it is losing their former captain.
I mean, it's thrown it wide open even outside of Brazil and Argentina. Chile, Uruguay. No, you never know.
100%.
Right, next up from Ethan Waddington, who said, thoughts on Maradona to Man United?
No thoughts. I think the
no
only one who's actually thought about this is Maradona himself.
That's a very good way of putting it.
I mean, we know he's a loose cannon. He thinks differently. We've seen him in a few different coaching roles now. Was he the second division in Mexico?
Dorados.
Yeah, exactly.
And the chairman. Of Belarusian side Dinamo Brest.
Very temporary. I don't know if that's still going on, but irrespective, it doesn't really scream the path that you would take to then to coach Man United. So no thoughts whatsoever. It's absolute rubbish.
That's what I'm agreeing with as well.
So next question, second last question from Mudatia Mandan. Will Sarri leave Chelsea and then will Lampard be the next manager?
So Sarri said he wants to go to Juventus, right?
Yeah, I mean,
he's talking about, he said the call of his homeland were the words that he used, to go back to Italy. I'm not really sure they'd be so interested in him.
I reckon he's on the list.
But after looking at, actually no, I guess they weren't that bad last season. I feel like Juventus could maybe go for someone bigger. Guardiola was mentioned.
Don't overestimate the effect that Sarri made, the effect that Sarri made in Serie A with Napoli.
Okay,
They over-exceeded expectations time and again, largely with a talented squad, and they did spend some money, but really actually was only a few heartbeats away from Juventus a couple of times. And with a better squad, maybe Sarri he understands the league like the back of his hand.
My question is though, they've got this list, right? Let's say that ideally, I don't know, Pochettino and Guardiola at the top, and then Sarri and a few others underneath, maybe Ten Hag from Ajax. If you're coming into a job like that, you're winning the league.
You have to.
Absolutely, you have to.
No
doubt. Sarri can come in and win the league and you say, big whoop, anyone could have done that. He's been brought in to win the Champions League, much like whenever you move into the PSG job or even the Manchester City job. Sarri's record in doing that is a bit difficult.
Sure. I also wouldn't think it's as black and white as saying that Juventus would have to win the Champions League under Sarri. I think they would want to challenge for it and be into the later sections of the competition. But it's going to take a bit of a revamp with this. Allegri's been there so long, he's been so effective. That style that he has is going to be completely different to one that Sarri might bring in. It's going to take some time. League, absolutely, non-negotiable. But then I would say the minimum would be to challenge for the Champions League. If he can't control Kepa, how is he going to control Ronaldo? I mean, at least Ronaldo in most cases is thinking first and foremost of the team.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas Kepa, I think, was thinking first and foremost for himself on that occasion.
he proper threw his toys out the pram.
Exactly.
Right, the last question from RK. Is there any player, this is a great one, is there any player at a top Premier League side currently playing who would be in that team's all-time 11?
Fantastic question. I think it's probably easiest with your mob. And would say that Harry Kane would be
in the Spurs
all-time 11.
Yeah, you'd put him in there. I'd also put Danny Rose in there.
Ooh.
Yeah, 10 years of service in the first team and has been very, very
ahead
good
of Paul
player.
Konchesky, or
Ahead of Paul Konchesky, maybe just behind, was it Dan Petrescu?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like, there are so many names. Christian Ziege, let's not forget him either.
German international.
Yeah.
Would you say Hazard would be, I mean, and again, this is stretching back years and years and years.
It's so broad.
Very hard to do, but I mean, based on what we know in the football we've watched over the last 15, 20 years and what you guys have watched at home, would Hazard potentially be in there as well?
Hazard would be in the Chelsea one, and now that I'm thinking about it, it's very difficult because with teams like Spurs, the history, certainly most recent history, hasn't been too difficult to beat. For example, David De Gea has been incredible, but
no Schmeichel.
To have him over Schmeichel would be, you know, very difficult. The teams that have been successful for so long have so many better players.
Same with Mo Salah at Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know, incredible player.
Incredible. However, 2 seasons he's been there.
Yes, and look at some of the other massive names that Liverpool have had, particularly up front over the years that were legends.
You're going to take him over Rush, Dalglish.
Exactly.
You know, these guys.
Kind of. Yeah. So
it's difficult.
It's super tough, but I think Hazard would be in the mix.
Yeah.
Maybe not a starter. You've got to work him past Zola for, potentially.
Zola,
guys like that. At least in the that's in more recent years. But I think Harry Kane would be one of the
Harry
more
Kane
sure
being
things.
there, and David Silva. Manchester City.
Yeah.
Again, there for I think 8 or 9 years.
Julian Speroni at Crystal Palace would absolutely be the number one.
Okay, 100%.
That I can stand by. But he's done now, of course. But he played this season still. Or he was still in the squad this season. So,
I can't think of anyone else from. I mean, I'm sure there are, but football's so different these days.
Yeah.
People don't stay as long to become an all-time legend.
Sure. Yeah.
And players move around.
Yeah. We could be there all day talking about that anyway.
Yeah, very true. But an excellent question from RK. Of course, remember to look out on a Wednesday afternoon or evening for our community tab where you guys can leave all of your Q&A. A few of you have mentioned, why doesn't mine get picked? Try and pick something a little bit different, a bit more interesting. Yeah. So a quick fire of Van Dijk or Koulibaly, or who's going to win the Ballon d'Or gets said a billion times.
Whether Hazard's going to Chelsea, like
Real Madrid.
Sorry, you're right. Yeah. All that sort of stuff. We do get quite a lot of that, and we have covered that as well, and we will continue to cover it. But think outside the box.
Yeah, some of those were brilliant. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Of course, let us know your thoughts down below, and we will see you next week.